Noah Hartley steps into the massive university auditorium with a heartbeat loud enough to drown out the applause around him. The doctoral gown feels heavier than the years that led him here. Years built on sleepless nights, sacrifice, and the hope that today, finally, his family would look at him the way he once begged for, with pride. As the announcer's voice booms, Dr. Noah Hartley, the spotlight slices across the room, revealing something he never expected. An entire family reserve section, perfectly arranged, perfectly empty. Each vacant seat hits harder than a punch to the chest. Noah's confident smile stumbles and dies. His hands tremble as he searches the crowd again, desperate for one familiar face. Just one. Instead, he finds nothing but strangers cheering louder for him than the people he spent his whole life trying to impress. In that moment, achievement becomes loneliness and celebration becomes abandonment. The ceremony continues around him, but Noah hears none of it. His senses fade to static as he discreetly checks his phone, hoping for a message. Any message from home. What he finds instead is Mia, his younger sister, flooding the family group chat with pictures and videos from a pool party exploding with energy. "Guys, the pool party is lit fire," she writes. "Mom's nachos are insane today. Dad just cannonballed LMFAO." The notifications come like bullets, one after another, each confirming what Noah fears most. Not one of them remembers his graduation. His thumb hovers over the screen, staring at the glowing messages from a family he fought so hard to prove himself to. He wants to believe it a mistake, a misunderstanding, but the truth slices deeper with every ping. While he is earning the title doctor, his family is celebrating everything except him. When the ceremony ends, Noah slips outside into the cold afternoon air, trying to steady his breathing. He opens Instagram, hoping maybe they posted something for him. Instead, betrayal punches him in the gut. His parents are live streaming from the pool party, smiling, laughing, celebrating a world he has never truly belonged to. His mother's laughter rings through the speakers. His father raises a drink. Mia dances in the background, and then the caption appears in bold letters. "Family, everything." The irony stings like poison. The world spins as Noah's heart sinks under the weight of a truth he's ignored for years. His family does value everything, just not him. In a quiet, breaking voice that vibrates like an anime protagonist on the verge of transformation, Noah whispers to himself, "Family everything except me." The screen fades to black, but the wound stays burning. Noah Hartley grew up in the quiet corners of his own home, the middle child whose existence seemed to fill spaces rather than hearts. While Mia was a family spark, the fun one, the pretty girl who lit up rooms, Noah became the reliable shadow. He was introverted, calm, the kind of child adults assumed didn't need affection because he didn't demand it. His parents praised Mia loudly, proudly. Her dance shows turned into family holidays, complete with balloons, photo sessions, and celebratory dinners. Meanwhile, Noah's science fairs were treated like chores, Mom dropping by for 5 minutes before rushing out, Dad applauding distractedly while checking his watch. Even as a little boy, Noah learned the cruel truth. Some children are cherished for who they are, and others are valued for the problems they solve. He grew up believing that if he stayed helpful enough, responsible enough, he would eventually earn a space in their spotlight. During his teenage years, Noah's role solidified into something almost parental. After school, while Mia practiced for competitions, Noah worked part-time jobs to help keep the family afloat, paying for groceries, contributing to utility bills his parents were too disorganized to manage. They called him dependable, a word that felt more like a chain than a compliment. On Mia's 16th birthday, she received a glittering new car with a giant bow. Noah, on his, received a lecture. Learn responsibility. Not everything is handed to you. Yet he never complained. He carried their burden silently, believing that their approval was worth every shift he worked, every moment he sacrificed. As he grew, so did the emotional divide. Mia blossomed. Noah blended into the background. But inside him, a small flicker of hope survived. Maybe one day, his hard work would be enough to make them proud. Now, at 28, Noah rents a tiny apartment near the hospital where he interns. The walls are thin, the bed is too small, and the exhaustion is constant. But the dream he chases is enormous. Years of silent wounds have shaped him into a humble, soft-spoken man who rarely asked for anything, especially from the people who taught him his needs didn't matter. Yet despite everything, he never stopped loving his family. Every text from Mia still made him smile. Every rare compliment from his mother still became a treasure he carried for months. His graduation day was meant to be the moment he finally stepped out of the shadows. The day they would look at him, not as the fixer, not as the backup plan, but as their son. The son who worked through every storm silently, waiting for the day his family would finally choose him the way he always chose them. After the ceremony, Noah returns to his tiny apartment, a place so quiet feels like the world muted itself just for him. He drops the keys, the silence echoing louder than the applause he'd received hours earlier. The doctoral gown, once a symbol of triumph, now hangs over the back of a chair like a reminder of everything he didn't get. Love, presence, a family cheering his name. He sinks to the floor, knees pulled to his chest, and for the first time in years, the tears come uncontrollably. Not soft tears. Deep, aching sobs pull from a heart that has been holding itself together with invisible tape. All his life, he believed strength meant swallowing pain, but today the dam breaks. His vision blurs, breath shaking, as he realizes he walked the greatest milestone of his life alone. No family photo, no proud hug, just him and the empty apartment. His phone buzzes. Noah wipes his face, still trembling, hoping, stupidly hoping, that maybe they're on their way, maybe they're remembered, maybe something changed. Instead, he finds a message from his mother dripping with casual dismissal. "So sorry we missed your thing. Mia's party ran late, faced with tears of joy, proud of you though. No call, no remorse, just an emoji and an excuse." Then his father, "Congrats, son. Busy day. We'll celebrate later." Later. Like Noah's dreams were items on a to-do list. And then Mia, bubbly and clueless. "Sorry, I know, pleading face. Next time remind us earlier." The words hit him like cold water. Next time? They didn't forget. They didn't care enough to remember. Noah stares at a glowing screen, his heartbeat slowing into something heavy and numb. Every message feels like confirmation of a truth he spent his whole life refusing to accept. He mattered only when it was convenient. Then the final blow arrives, a video notification. Noah presses play. It's Mia's friend filming the party. Everyone laughing, dancing, celebrating. And in the center of it all stands his mother, drink in hand, saying loudly, "Who wants to sit through a boring ceremony anyway? We're here for Mia." The guests cheer. They laugh. They toast. And Noah's world tilts. His breath freezes mid-inhale, chest tightening not with rage, but with a clarity so sharp it feels like a blade. That single sentence shatters every illusion he clung to, that if he worked harder, achieved more, tried again, maybe they'd see him. But they never wanted to. In that moment, Noah doesn't explode. He implodes quietly, decisively. A single truth crystallizes inside him. I've spent my whole life earning love from people who never intended to give it. And that realization becomes the spark that changes everything. After the video, something inside Noah goes eerily still. Not broken, just quiet, resolved. He stops replying to the family group chat and eventually leaves it without explanation. His phone becomes a museum of missed calls and unanswered messages. His mother's persistent ringing, his father's short, confused texts, Mia's chaotic voice notes asking, No, are you alive?" But Noah doesn't respond. For once in his life, silence becomes his shield. He pours his thoughts into a journal, writing memories he spent years trying to forget. The empty bleachers at a science fair, the dismissal on his 16th birthday, the sarcastic comment about his boring interests. Each page becomes a mirror reflecting everything he lost by trying to earn love from people who never offered it. And as he writes, he feels something unfamiliar growing inside him. Self-awareness, self-protection, a quiet, powerful refusal to chase people who never chase him back. Meanwhile, the absence of Noah, the dependable, invisible backbone of the household, begins shaking the family dynamic. His mother scoffs, complaining to relatives. He's being dramatic. Doctors get arrogant. His father senses something deeper but avoids confrontation, retreating into silence. Mia, who has always relied on Noah to fix her messes, starts spiraling. She sends dozens of messages, then posts passive-aggressive TikToks mocking him. When your brother gets a degree and suddenly thinks he's better than the fam's scald, Noah blocks her without hesitation. At the hospital, however, he thrives. Patients connect with him instantly, seeing in him a gentleness his family never cared to notice. He befriends Elena, a nurse with an intuitive understanding of emotional wounds. She listens without judgment, gently nudging him to confront the pain he spent years burying. With every shift he works, Noah feels more grounded, more whole, and further from the people who took him for granted. Desperate and losing control, the family escalates. One evening, they show up at Noah's apartment, knocking, calling his name, insisting he open the door. He sits on the couch in silence, listening to their voices through thin walls, feeling nothing but emotional exhaustion. Eventually, they leave. Later, guilt-tripping messages flood his phone. His mother finally snaps. "We raised you. You owe us at least a call." That single sentence ignites everything Noah has been holding back. His fingers tremble, but his voice, typed in a single line, is steady, sharp, and true. "I don't owe you the parts of me you never valued." When he hits send, something shifts permanently. The words are not revenge. They're liberation. For the first time, Noah chooses himself over the obligation that strangled him for years. The tension peaks, not with a scream, but with a boundary he should have set a lifetime ago. The confrontation begins in the dim hospital parking lot, lit only by flickering streetlights and the soft hum of night shift traffic. Noah is heading home after a grueling shift when he sees their silhouettes, his mother, father, and Mia blocking the path to his car. His mother crosses her arms, voice sharp and rehearsed. "You're being ungrateful. We always supported you." Something inside Noah cracks. His voice emerges low, steady but burning. "Supported me? You supported Mia. I was the utility, the backup plan, the babysitter, never your son." His mother snaps back with denial, her face tightening. Dad raises his hands, trying to soothe the air, but his eyes betray confusion, guilt, something sinking in too late. Mia bursts into tears, whispering, "Noah, please." But Noah stands firm. For once, he refuses to shrink. The years of swallowed pain begin to rise, like a tide preparing to drown every lie they've told themselves. Just as the argument reaches a boiling point, the hospital doors slide open and Elena steps out, carrying charts, unaware she's stepping into a battlefield. She freezes when she sees Noah cornered, trembling ever so slightly. Soft but bold, she says, "Noah, you don't have to let them do this anymore." The family whips around. His mother's expression shifts to icy disdain. "Who is this girl?" she demands. "And why is she interfering in family matters?" Noah inhales long and deep, the kind of breath someone takes before breaking a lifelong silence. "She's someone who sees my worth," he says. "Something you never did." His mother sputters, but Noah cuts through her voice and begins listing every forgotten moment. The science fair they missed, the surgery they skipped because they were too busy, the birthday they forgot, the graduation they abandoned for a pool party. With every memory spoken aloud, the air grows heavier, cracking under truth. His mother tries to interrupt, but Noah keeps going, finally, powerfully uninterrupted. With every word, his father seems to shrink, realizing the impact of the years he stayed silent. Mia grips her arms tightly, tears streaming, hearing for the first time the weight Noah carried while she lived unburdened. And then comes a line that detonates everything. Noah's voice trembles, not with fear, but with release. "You cared more about a pool party than your son becoming a doctor." The entire parking lot seems to still. Even the wind goes quiet. His mother mutters weakly, "It was just one event." Noah shakes his head slowly, painfully. "It was the last one I invited you to." With that, he turns away, the camera pulling back anime style. Noah walking into the night, his graduation hood swaying gently from his bag like a symbol of what he earned alone. His footsteps echo with finality. He doesn't look back at the months after the parking lot confrontation. Noah chooses silence, not as punishment, but as protection. He blocks the noise, the guilt, the emotional traps that once kept him small. Instead, he rebuilds himself piece by piece. Therapy becomes a sanctuary, a place where he learns that wounds don't make him weak, they make him human. Elena becomes a steady presence, not pushing, just walking beside him. Late-night coffees turn into quiet confessions. Friendship becomes something softer, warmer, healing. For the first time, Noah allows himself to feel worthy of affection. Slowly, he begins letting go of the crushing guilt that once dictated every decision. He stops asking if he's done enough, been enough, loved enough. He starts asking, what do I need? What do I deserve? The answers strengthen him. Noah is no longer the boy begging for scraps of attention. He is a man learning how to love himself. At the hospital, Noah transforms. His empathy, once taken for granted, becomes his greatest power. Patients trust him instantly, sensing the depth behind his calm eyes. Colleagues admire his resilience, calling him the doctor who actually listens. His work becomes a reflection of everything he survived, everything he refused to become. Meanwhile, his absence begins reshaping his family in painful ways. His mother, always surrounded by friends and followers, discovers that none of them can replace the son she pushed away. Her laughter at parties feels shallow now. His father writes letters he never sends, pages filled with regret, apologies, memories he wishes he had valued while they were still real. And Mia, finally confronting her own privilege, sends Noah a long, tearful message confessing her selfishness. Noah replies with grace, thanks her, forgives her, but doesn't return to the old dynamic. He has boundaries now, and they protect the peace he fought for. Eventually, Noah makes a decision that completes his transformation. He accepts a position at a top medical center in another state. It's more than a career move. It's a declaration of independence. He packs his small apartment, folds away the graduation hood that once symbolized loneliness but now represents survival. Elena helps him load boxes, her presence steady and warm, and as they drive away, Noah feels something he hasn't felt in years, unburdened. His new life is quiet, stable, meaningful, built entirely by his own hands. No strings, no expectations, no begging for love that should have been freely given. His family watches from a distance, feeling the gravity of what they lost. Noah doesn't hate them. He simply no longer sacrifices himself for them. He chooses healing, purpose, and a future crafted on his terms. This is a life he created alone. And finally, proudly, he knows he deserves it. 1 year later, the world feels different. Not louder, not brighter, but clearer. Noah walks to the backstage corridor of a grand auditorium. This time not as a graduate, but as the keynote speaker for the new class of doctors. His hands brush against the fabric of his old doctoral hood, the same one that once swung behind him like a lonely echo. He clips it on, letting it fall softly against his back. It no longer feels like a symbol of abandonment. Now it feels like armor, like memory, like victory. As he steps onto the stage, the applause is thunderous, but he doesn't crave it. He stands at the podium, breath steady, and says, to anyone who made it here without applause, to anyone whose family didn't show up, know this. Your worth was never in their hands. The hall goes silent. Every face turns still. Noah's truth lands like a healing aftershock. After the ceremony, Noah escapes to the rooftop, a quiet place where city lights shimmer like constellations brought down to earth. The air is cool, brushing against his skin, lifting the edge of his hood like a gentle whisper from the past. He stares out at the sprawling skyline, marveling at how far he has walked away from the shadows he once lived in. Footsteps approach. Elena joins him, her presence soft and grounding. She stands beside him without needing words, her gaze reflecting pride, understanding, and a tenderness earned through patience. Finally, she leans in and whispers, "You did it, Noah, without them." The words sink into him like warm light. He breathes deeply, realizing she's right, not out of bitterness, but out of truth. Everything he is now, everything he has built, came from strength he didn't know he had until he stood alone. Noah lets the rooftop silence settle around him, a soft embrace after a long, exhausting journey. He closes his eyes for a moment, feeling the wind tug lightly at his hood as if encouraging him forward. Then he opens them, gazing over the city with a calm, confident smile, the kind he never had as a child or even at his own graduation. This one is real, It's the smile of someone who has finally stepped out of the shadow of needing to be chosen. Someone who learned to choose himself. Elena stands beside him as the camera pulls back anime style, framing Noah against a glowing skyline. His final words drift into the night, quiet but powerful enough to echo through the hearts of anyone who has ever felt forgotten. I didn't lose a family. I just stopped losing myself. The wind carries the line away. Fade out.